So, funny story about why I'm uploading again today, almost a little bit more than a year after my last video. I saw on Facebook there was this ad for unclaimed electronic Amazon packages. And you know what? Do you like the camera better when it's straight on, like this, or when it's off to the side, like this? I can't tell which one is better. If you're watching this video and you think that I should look at look at it, anyways, tell me what you think about that. This camera here is a nice camera that I got from the mystery box. So this company, they collect unclaimed Amazon electronics packages and they sell them back to people for. I got this for 25 bucks and it sells on eBay for 30 bucks. So I save $5 and gave me motivation to continue uploading stuff. I think I'm actually, instead of all that weird stuff, I'm gonna start doing ASMR again. Would you like that? If enough people comment down below saying that they want more ASMR content from me, then I will splurge and use some of that stimulus money to buy a Blue Yeti microphone. The current microphone I'm using is this baby right here, which is old, it's broken, and it's only one channel. So, if this video gets enough response, this not. As you probably can tell from the title, this is meant to be an ASMR video, a return to form back in 2017. So, in case you didn't know, I do have schizoaffective disorder, which you can probably tell from some of my weirder uploads. I don't deny that any of that stuff happened, and you can go watch those videos if you want. They're kind of interesting, but I stopped worrying about that stuff about a year ago because, well, here I'm on a very stable antipsychotic medication, and I would like to return to the world that I was in when I was schizophrenic because it was just absolutely bananas. Oh my god, I have so many cool stories to tell you. In fact, like I said, this is meant to be ASMR. I got, at one point, I got trafficked by interstellar emotion dealers. So they were these spiritual beings who trafficked emotion, and I was abducted by them in my head. Nothing happened out here; it was all up here, and they gave me a dose of this emotion drug, and it was like my whole body just filled with love and understanding. But it was like a mob boss gave me a pill that was like ecstasy or something, and it was like, oh my god, that's horrible. Um, and stuff like that happened a lot when I was back in my schizophrenic phase. And if I stopped taking my medication, I'd probably end up going back up there. But the problem is that that reality comes with a significant detachment uh, from the reality of other people. And if I want to continue my lifestyle, my current lifestyle, I can't go back up there. I do have reasonable evidence to believe that THC or weed can open a portal to that reality that may be strong enough to overcome the clozapine. But I don't have any weed, and I live in Wisconsin where it's not legal. And even if I mean, I'm not gonna. Basically, I'm not gonna go out of my way to acquire marijuana. If Wisconsin does legalize marijuana, I will try it once and see if I like it, because at that point it's like, well, why not, you know? But until that happens, I'll happily stay down here on Earth and not at the moon. Anyway, so I got a comment a while ago that people wanted to hear my opinion on the pandemic. That comment was 8 months ago, which quite a long time in this pandemic place. At the moment of this video's filming, India is having a lot of trouble with the coronavirus. I think they recorded like 400,000 new cases, plus the number of cases that weren't recorded, which ups the number probably to like 800,000 or maybe a million people a day catching this stuff, and they're running out of oxygen, and people are dying, and I think that's just, I'm not going to blame anyone. I don't know enough about Indian politics to blame anyone. I don't know enough about India in general to blame anyone, you know? I mean, India's a big place, so it's crowded, there's a lot of people, and their healthcare system is relatively underdeveloped as far as I can tell. And they just got hit hard, you know? Any one of our countries could have been hit like that. I'm getting my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine tomorrow on Saturday, May 1st, and I'm going to be happy about that. I never caught coronavirus. My brother, one of my brothers did, my stepdad did, but I mean, that's beside the point. I didn't catch it, and by the time I get my vaccine, which is tomorrow, I probably won't catch it, which is great because I have asthma, and asthma and COVID probably don't go well together. So, about other things I need to know about the pandemic. Well, one of the great things about the pandemic is the stimulus checks. I think, as personally, what I've actually gained a significant amount from the pandemic. Like in forms of stimulus checks and in forms of government assistance and all this stuff. And I think to myself, if it were just me in a vacuum, considering my gains and losses from the pandemic, I actually came out ahead. You know, like I didn't lose anything except the ability to go to a Burger King or something, and I gained like $3,000 and a whole bunch of other cool stuff, and which is a very weird narcissistic thing to say, that you gain something more, you gain more from the pandemic than you lost. But that's my perspective. I do realize that a lot of people are hurt, a lot of people are suffering, a lot of people like, but no one I know has gotten severely ill, no one I know has gotten directly harmed, and I gained a considerable amount of money. It's just money, you know. It's like, would I choose to enact the pandemic? If I were the only person in the world, yes. If we can take into account the fact that other people's suffering negates my gains, like one person having a $10,000 hospital bill because of COVID, that means, if you plus minus that person with me, we're our net negative. Um, but and I do think that the COVID pandemic reveals a severe flaw in the American healthcare system. Um, so here's the thing: American healthcare, I've learned it may not be true. I've heard from a source that is relatively biased that the American healthcare system is more efficient and more able. So I heard that if you get cancer here in the U.S., you get to the operation room in like a quarter of the time that it would take for you to get to the operation room in a place with universal health care. So in America, our healthcare, this is what I heard. I'm not entirely certain if it's completely true. Just don't have to believe me on this one. But in America, we trade high healthcare costs for very robust and well-oiled healthcare, because healthcare care providers have to compete with each other, which is a free market kind of thing, and the free market makes things more efficient, whether or not it's a good thing. So that's the thing about the free market, is that it's all about efficiency. It's all about profit. Okay, and that can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. It's a good thing when you, the consumer, have maximum control over what you spend on. So, like a purse, it's very good for companies to efficiently produce purses because the consumer can decide whether or not to buy this purse or that purse. Now, a hospital, you don't get to decide what kind of treatment you get. You catch colon cancer, you're going to have surgery on your colon. You're going to pay up the ass no matter what it costs. You can't shop around. It's very difficult to shop around. It's very difficult to even know how much you're going to pay. All you know is that, oh no, I'm going to die if I don't shell out money. And in a place without universal health care, in a place with universal health care, um, I actually can't really. I don't know. I'm not educated on this. I'm not very educated. All I can tell you is that um, capitalism or free market capitalism prioritizes efficiency, and that's it. Because the more efficient a product is, the more money they get, and so I don't know how universal healthcare systems pay their doctors. I actually cannot tell you. Um, but I do know that the main reason why American medical bills are so high is because of insurance. So insurance is like it's like a bidding. It's it's a bad thing. I do not believe in insurance. I believe that universal health care is better than individual insurance because individual insurance has a lot of caveats. It has a lot of like little finicky things that you have to deal with, hidden fees. And if you get sick, you can't get a new insurance. I mean, the loss is you can't kick off your old insurance, but like you can't get a good deal on insurance if you have a chronic condition, you know. But you see, when you create a universal healthcare system, everyone pays money to the system. So instead of having you're not paying insurance premiums. You're paying government. You're paying more taxes to the government, and I think that's better because the insurance companies are the middleman. So if for the problem with healthcare is that it's too expensive. It's just too expensive, and you can't. A, it's too expensive, and B, it's unavoidable. Too expensive, unavoidable. You don't have to purchase a Porsche if you don't want it, but if you get cancer, you're gonna be paying $100,000. Doesn't matter where. And I believe that the pain or the for I don't know. I think there's merits to both systems, but I think for the average person who does not have a very rare or very significant disease, universal healthcare works better. Because the only downside to universal healthcare that I can think of that I've heard is that it takes longer to get the healthcare you need because the system is less efficient. It's a less efficient system because there's no competition. And so, and I believe that for the average person who probably won't get anything more than a broken bone, it works. But for the person who has a very highly aggressive brain tumor, where under an independent healthcare system like the American healthcare system would have gotten their surgery 2 weeks from the diagnosis, and in the universal healthcare system would have gotten their operation in a month, 2 months, 3 months. That's when the American health care system is better, and I think that's why we've kept it. There are smart people looking into this, and I believe that if the American healthcare system didn't have a significant benefit compared to universal healthcare, we would have gotten rid of it a long time ago. Because the American people are, well, they're no different from the Europeans. We are European people. Like, we like to think as Americans that we have better somehow. Like, we are more freedom oriented. No, no. That's not how it works. It's a product of geography and it's a product of um, grandfather. I don't know. And like I said, I am not very well educated on this subject. I I'm just spouting. That's all I'm doing. I'm spouting. I could do real research into it, but I'm too lazy. I'm too damn lazy to do real research on this. And besides, you didn't tune in here to hear facts. You tuned in here to hear my opinion, um, which at least I think you did. If you want me to keep doing ASMR videos like this, then and if you like the camera being right here, if you want the camera to be facing me straight, but I think the off angle looks a little bit better on my screen. So universal healthcare versus privatized healthcare. All right, I don't know. Now about the pandemic. So, like I said, I gained from the pandemic. I gained, yeah, and I think that's it's kind of weird. Kind of weird how that happens. Um, Although I did lose the ability to go to Burger King because they only have drive-through, and I don't have a car, so I can't get anything from Burger King. I haven't eaten Burger King in like a year and a half now, ever since the pandemic started and they closed their doors. So sad, so sad. And I live closer to them. I moved in the middle of the pandemic. Now I live a lot closer to Burger King, and I can't go there. So that's my biggest regret of the entire pandemic. Also, wearing a mask. I don't like wearing a mask. I know it's very helpful. I know it's very useful and prevents the spread of disease. But I like to think about it this way: if a virus particle landed on your mask and didn't go into your mouth, how would you feel? With like a tiny piece of cloth, if you could see virus particles, and someone talked or coughed and virus particles landed on your mask, would you feel comfortable wearing that mask? Does it really work? I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Do masks really work in preventing transmission of COVID-19? I don't know. Who knows? I hope they've done studies on that. I think they've done studies on that. They've probably done studies on that. I can't. I'm probably. Creeping yet. Uh, did I tell you? So I'll probably make another video about that. But I got a book published professionally. I've been professionally published, which is a great thing. In fact, I'll announce that directly on tomorrow's video. I'm probably going to film that video immediately after this one ends. And like I said, if you want me to invest like $60 in a Blue Yeti, which is the best entry level ASMR microphone, or if you want me to speak without using a voice fry, which is what I'm doing right now, go ahead. Tell me what I want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Um, yeah, healthcare, universal healthcare. I'm not entirely certain. I don't know enough about this. I could probably do a lot of research and make a claim based on that research. That sounds like a lot of. That sounds like a big. Sounds like a lot of work for a video that only like 100 views at most. Yeah. Um, I probably could do some role plays, but I'm not very good at that. I'm not very good at that. Did I tell you? Did I finish telling you the story about this camera? Yeah, this camera, I got it from a mystery box, unclaimed electronics package, and yeah, it's 1080p. I don't know if you can tell from my end. It doesn't look very good, but it is 1080p, or it claims to be 1080p. And like I said, it's the main reason why I'm actually filming this video now. I also got a new computer, so yeah. Well, I'll see you guys later if you want me to I don't know. Do more ASMR videos. That's great. That's great. I'll do that. Toodaloo. Where do I look on this camera? Left. At my screen? At the camera? At my screen? At the camera? It froze. Oh well.